There are many different pricing strategies and methods, and a smart pricing approach for a product portfolio should include a combination of relevant methods to get the most out of the product portfolio. While choosing between those methods, a company should keep three things in consideration. The cost sets the floor of the price. Competitors and substitute set an orienting point for the price. And demand, which is driven by customers' assessment to the uniqueness of the product, will set the ceiling. Now let's get to know the different pricing methods. Target return pricing. In target return pricing, the product is priced based on the target margin we want to get out of the product. For example, if an item costs $4 and we want to get 60% gross profit on it, we will price it at $10. Using the target return pricing method in isolation might not be effective because it will neglect other market factors such as supply and demand and competitiveness. That's why it's better to mix it with other pricing methods and rather use target return for the entire portfolio, as we will discuss at a later stage. Perceived value pricing. In perceived value pricing, the price is set on how valuable the customers perceive this product to be and thereby willing to pay for it. Here, the price does not depend on cost, but rather on the value provided. As we mentioned earlier, value includes many different aspects, such as convenience, image, and quality. So all those need to be factored into the final price in order to get the most out of the product. In order to identify the perceived value, the company needs to understand the target consumer and what constitutes value for them, and studying their entire buying journey to see where it can provide more value to those consumers and thereby factor that into the final price. Value pricing. Value pricing depends on offering good quality items at fairly low prices. One of the types of value pricing is everyday low pricing, which has been pioneered by Walmart and later on adopted by other value retailers. In everyday low pricing strategy, the company sets the prices at low levels from the beginning, with no intention to reduce it further in the future. Unlike high-low pricing, where the prices are set high, then promotional events are initiated to drive urgency and accelerate selling of the merchandise. A company that implements value pricing will need to integrate its entire strategy and operations to support such method, by making sure that it operates in a lean way to save costs and be able to sell at such low margins. It also needs to turn its inventory faster. Cost plus pricing or markup pricing. This strategy depends on the cost of the product, and usually a fixed markup is added to any product and the result is the price. This is the most basic pricing approach for many businesses, and in retail it's sometimes used by setting a fixed markup, for example 100%, to sell the product at double the cost. Loss leader pricing. This is a pricing method used mainly as a marketing tactic by retailers to sell one product at loss in the hope that it will lead to more traffic and result in higher sales and profits overall. The loss leader is a product that is sold at loss. It's usually a popular product or a basic product that sells in high quantity, so that it can effectively be used to drive a lot of traffic to the store. It's supposed to make this retailer popular for selling this particular product at the lowest price in the market. And so customers who want to shop for this product will prefer this retailer over the competition. If implemented correctly, the retailer actually does not lose money by implementing the loss leader strategy. It is more than compensated for by the gross profit from other products and from the higher customer lifetime value achieved from gaining new loyal customers. One famous example is Costco's chicken. According to Costco's CFO, they don't mind losing $30 to $40 million on gross margin every year by keeping it at this price, and recently the company announced that they have sold more than 90 million pieces in a year. The company is even standing so strongly behind it that it is building an entire supply chain around it and taking the operation in-house. This is because it has been a great marketing tactic for them and most probably pays for itself. I'm going to leave a link to a more in-depth article we've written on loss leader pricing strategy and how to pick loss leaders for your business, so please check it out. Going rate pricing or competitive pricing. This pricing strategy is mainly based on the competitors' pricing for the same product. For products that are not differentiated and are considered a commodity, going rate pricing is the right pricing method, with slight increase or decrease that will not really affect demand. Captive product pricing. This is mainly used when applying the razor blades business model, where one product is priced very low at almost zero margin, for example the razors, in the hope of making money on the sales of the blades at higher margins for a long term. The risk here is in pricing the captive product, or the blades, too high, which might give rise to counterfeit products that will sell at lower prices, so the company wouldn't have made any money on either of the products. Bundle pricing. This is a pricing strategy used by retailers where they create a bundle of products and offer them at a lower price than if each product was bought separately. It could be in the form of offering multiple pieces of the same product at a discount, or allowing customers to mix and match products and get one or more products for free if they pass a certain threshold of pieces. An example of this type of bundle pricing is the value meal offered at most quick service restaurants. The price of the meal will be lower than if the customer has chosen to buy all the components separately. Bundle pricing could be beneficial in driving sales and increasing UPT at the store. But it's important to set the bundle price at an attractive enough level that is much lower than if the products were bought separately. A company can use a mixture of all those different pricing methods to create its unique pricing strategy. For example, for products within the mix that are commoditized, it can use the going rate pricing method, even if the margin will be low. For products that are unique and differentiated and have a high perceived value by the target consumer, it can be priced based on its perceived value. This will result in much higher margins. For products that are related together in a system, such is the case with razor blades, it could apply the captive product pricing, provided that it can correctly set the captive product price and can accurately estimate the demand on the future sales of the captive products, so that it can calculate how much it can make out of the total system of both products combined. The company might choose one of its products and make it a loss leader to drive traffic, especially if this is a value retail business. For a value retailer, some of those pricing methods might not apply, because as mentioned before, if the company is following cost leadership strategy, it needs to be the lowest price on the market. For the portfolio as a whole, the target return pricing is used by setting the total margin for the entire business based on the P&L margin, under which the different categories will fall. Before we get into the final steps of pricing a portfolio, we first need to understand the role of sales promotions and their effect on discount level, which we are going to do in the next lesson.